Hey guys, and welcome to today's idiot video. Today, we will be covering flat earther Daniel Pratt and his recent video titled Flat Earth, Basic Kindergarten Science Destroys Globe. Now, I'm not quite sure that Daniel Pratt has even a kindergarten level education, so I think this experiment might confuse him a bit. And for those of you who are not familiar with Daniel Pratt's channel, you should definitely go check it out. He is like the drama queen of the flat earth community. He posts about 4 videos a day crying about how other flat earthers don't like him, and then follows that up with a video about why he doesn't like other flat earthers. So it was quite a surprise to see him try to apply science to stupidity. Because Daniel Pratt is a fucking idiot. So let's begin.
I call it going back to kindergarten. There's a reason they start pounding the globe into our heads from cradle and have to continue to grave.
Because it's the fucking truth. They also pound 1 + 1, the alphabet, and general hygiene from before kindergarten. That's where the level of intelligence needs to be to understand why the earth is not flat. You shouldn't have to teach a grown man in a Snuggie these basic concepts, but Daniel Pratt is a flat earther, and flat earthers are fucking idiots.
So that's why I have to take you back there, to get you back to your basic human instinct in order to see through their lies and contortions.
Okay, so let's just disregard the scientific advancements in lieu of kindergarten experiments. This makes perfect sense though, as flat earthers basically have the education level of toddlers. What I do find funny is how basic this thought experiment is and how bad this idiot gets it wrong. So let's continue.
I'm going to prove it to you once again with basic kindergarten level science. Woof.
Am I the only one here who thinks Daniel Pratt looks like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars? The only things that you are going to prove is that you are clueless about the world around you, you grossly misunderstand and misrepresent the globe earth model, and anyone can see that you are a fucking idiot.
If you really need to prove reality to yourself that bad, feel free.
I don't need to prove reality to myself because I live in it. It's flat earthers that deny the reality that surrounds them. It's flat earthers who deny science without testing it. And ironically, it's flat earthers who tell us to do our own experiments. Flat earthers, especially Daniel Pratt, are fucking idiots.
I already know what happens when you walk towards a fan. Apparently, anyone who lives on a globe doesn't. Okay? So let's go back to kindergarten, children.
I love Daniel Pratt's condescending tone. Nothing is going to give me more pleasure than pointing out how stupid he is and calling him a fucking idiot. So stop with your emotional waffling before you start crying on camera and get on with the stupid.
Here we have a fan representing the moving atmosphere of Earth, going along with the rotation and orbit and hurling Milky Way motion of the Earth, okay? 3 separate motions.
Why stop at only 3 motions? Flat earthers typically only recognize the motions of the surface of the earth moving around the point of rotation, the orbit of the earth going around the sun, and the sun going around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. What about our motion in the local group or our motion through the Virgo supercluster? The reason we don't even consider these motions is due to the fact that the angular momentums associated with each motion are extremely small. Take, for example, the angular momentums associated with the 3 different motions we experience every day as we orbit around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. In my last video, I calculated the forces felt on a 1 kilogram bucket of water. I calculated the force due to gravity as 9.8 newtons with only a centrifugal force of 0.0313 newtons at the equator. The force of gravity is approximately 313 times stronger than the centrifugal force. Now let's calculate the angular momentums that we should feel to our orbit around the sun and the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The centrifugal force equation reads F equals mv squared divided by r. For this example, we will use the distance the Earth is closest to the Sun as our value for r and 1 kilogram for m. To find velocity, or v, we must take our orbital distance in meters and divide it by our orbital time in seconds. The orbital time period of the Earth is approximately 365.24 days, which equates to 31,556,736 seconds. The scientific consensus on our orbital distance is approximately 940 million kilometers, so multiply that by 1,000 to get 940 billion meters. So our equation for our velocity reads 940 billion meters divided by 31,556,736 seconds to give us a velocity of approximately 29,787 meters per second. During perihelion, the Earth is closest to the Sun at approximately 147 million kilometers or 147 billion meters. This will be when angular momentum due to the orbit will be at its maximum. So plugging our numbers in, we get that the centrifugal force is equal to 1 kilogram times 29,787 squared meters per second divided by 147 billion meters, resulting in approximately 0.006 newtons or 1,628 times less than the force of gravity. Now let's quickly calculate the centrifugal force of the bucket of water around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. According to NASA, our orbital period around the center of the galaxy is approximately 230 million years, at a velocity of 828,000 kilometers per hour. Due to the magnitudes involved with these numbers, I will just put the calculations on the screen and allow you to see and check them for yourselves. R, or the distance from the Sun to the center of the Milky Way galaxy, is approximately 26,500 light years, or 2.5 times 10 to the 20th meters. V equals 828,000 kilometers per hour, or 230,000 meters per second. Applying our centrifugal force equation, we get F equals 230,000 squared meters per second divided by 2.5 times 10 to the 20th meters, or 2.12 times 10 to the negative 10 newtons, or approximately 64.3 billion times weaker than the force of gravity. Take this time to pause the video and check the math if you would like. While practicing your math skills, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, as anyone can see, there are different forces that are acting upon us as we hurtle through space. However, the force of gravity dominates them all to the point that we could never even notice, even if we tried. Flat earthers are wasting their time and my oxygen when they bring up the 3 different motions argument and haven't even done the math to back their assertions. But flat earthers are fucking idiots.
Are you fuckers listening to me? Okay, so basically this fan, we're gonna say our atmosphere's moving at about 5 miles an hour. So if we take this handy dandy flag and move it at 5 miles an hour along with this fan will not this flag will not blow in this direction because it is moving along with the atmosphere at the same rate, motherfuckers.
So far, so good. If a fan could create wind traveling in one direction consistently and a flag moved within that wind in the same direction at the same velocity, then the flag wouldn't be affected.
So the wind from the fan will not affect the flag. It'll just hang down, okay? I didn't draw it that perfectly example. But it'll just droop straight down because of gravity, right?
Are you sure you're even a flat earther? Yes, the flag hangs down due to the downward pull of the accelerating force of gravity. Daniel Pratt. Do you not own a computer? How can I take this flat earth evidence serious when it's drawn on a wrinkled ass piece of paper? Put this shit in Photoshop, get your ideas together so they form a coherent thought, and present it to the kindergarten class you never graduated from.
So, if we move it along at 5 miles per hour, along with the fan, there will be no effect on the flag. It'll just be like you're holding it still. So far their globe atmosphere moving works just fine.
What do you mean so far? It works just fine in every situation. Well, every situation that accurately represents reality. The only way to show that this doesn't work is when an idiot like Daniel Pratt misunderstands and then misrepresents the globe Earth model. Daniel Pratt, what is it about these kindergarten concepts that your tiny intelligence fails to understand?
Where the problem comes in is as soon as we turn around to go the opposite way on the globe, if we're going 5 miles an hour this way and there's no effect, suddenly when we move back into the moving atmosphere of that fan, this flag will immediately start blowing the other way.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. If I'm driving in the same direction as the 5-mile-per-hour wind and at the same velocity, then the wind will have no effect. But if I turn around and drive 5 miles per hour directly into the wind, then the flag will feel a breeze of 10 miles per hour in the same direction as the wind is blowing. This is like very, 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 very basic science. And Daniel Pratt is so happy that he kinda understands it. I'm sure he walks out every morning and proudly tells his family that he has successfully dressed himself. Daniel Pratt, how often do you think the stupidity of flat earth idiots gets in the way of them being successful in life?
Every single time.
100% agreed. Flat earthers are fucking idiots.
So, unless you globe proponents can show me the car, the train, or the plane that the Earth is traveling through the galaxy, you can shut up with your cars, trains, and automobiles. Just give me a TIE fighter and a Death Star.
What the fuck are you even talking about? Anyone who honestly thinks the heliocentric model requires the Earth to be in a plane, train, or automobile is a delusional idiot.
With science, we can test the conditions of the outside world. In the conditions of the outside world. Wait a second.
So maybe I'm just not dumb enough to understand what he means by science allows us to test the conditions of our outside world in the conditions of our outside world. Do you mean like you can test the temperature of the air outside while in the air outside? It's as nonsensical as it is idiotic. And if you think you know what he means, then leave it in a comment below. Tag the comment with hashtag Daniel Pratt is an idiot, and the most creative answer will be responsible for this ding.
So, until you can walk into the breeze of a fan without it affecting the flag or the streamers or the air pressure gauge you have?
Wait, why the fuck would we be using an instrument designed to test air pressure and tires to detect atmospheric movement? Wanna try again, idiot?
Or the wind gauge, whatever. Wind speed gauge.
I knew that if you concentrated hard enough, you would eventually get it. It's actually called an anemometer, and it's designed to detect the force and direction of wind.
Then your moving atmosphere is bull Oakley.
And you are a fucking idiot. I already covered what would happen on the globe Earth model and how observational reality is completely consistent with a spherical rotating Earth with an atmosphere that is rotating at essentially the same angular rate as the surface.
Oh, hello. Where was I? Yeah. If I was on the what's it called? The equator. If I was on the equator, as long as I'm moving with your moving atmosphere, then at 1, 2, 3, at 1,000 miles an hour, then I'm fine. I won't feel a thing. Huh?
1,000 miles per hour relative to what? If you're talking about relative to the surface of the Earth, then you're completely wrong, because then you would be moving 995 miles per hour faster than the wind from the fan relative to the stationary ground. If you were talking about relative to the center of the Earth, then you would be moving with the atmosphere at 1,000 miles per hour, but still be stationary relative to the ground, and the wind will only hit you at 5 miles per hour.
The second I turn around and start to walk west, I'd immediately get hit with 1,000-mile-an-hour wind.
And you are a fucking idiot. As with all flat earthers, you must misrepresent the model you are trying to debunk. So you basically just debunked a fantasy world where moving west adds 1,000 miles per hour to your velocity. Let me explain. As I mentioned before and showed with this graphic, the velocity you are traveling is always relative to a stationary point. If the stationary point is the center of the Earth, then the 5-mile-per-hour fan breeze will include an initial velocity of 1,000 miles per hour, for a total velocity of 1,005 miles per hour east. When walking west at 5 miles per hour, you are actually traveling east at 995 miles per hour. This is due to the initial velocity of the surface of the Earth being 1,000 miles per hour. So a fan blowing a breeze 5 miles per hour east will hit a person walking 5 miles per hour west at 10 miles per hour. I don't know if Daniel Pratt is intellectually dishonest or intellectually impaired. Either way, Daniel Pratt is a fucking idiot.
If you cannot realize that fact of reality, you're fucking insane.
And if you can't realize that you misrepresented the globe Earth model and you debunked nothing more than Fantasyland, then you're a fucking idiot.
And the fact that you expect me to means you must be fucking insane.
Oh, Daniel, don't get it twisted. People like me gave up on people like you a long time ago. No one expects you to all of a sudden start believing in reality because you're a dumbass idiot. Honestly though, you're just like everyone else in the Flat Earth community who base their delusional worldview on an inability to conceptualize the globe Earth model properly. In more simpler terms, you and all other Flat Earthers are fucking idiots. Now I'd like to take the time out to thank Daniel Pratt for continuously putting out his personal soap opera titled As the Flat Earth Turns, because Daniel Pratt is a fucking idiot. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around to the end. As this year comes to a close, I would like to express my dearest appreciation for every one of you who has been involved with the channel. I'm not just talking about the production of the videos and artwork, but the viewers and subscribers as well. I'm truly humbled by the love and support that I've received from every one of you. So you guys have a happy and safe holiday, and we will see you at the next video. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.
Oh, my dear Pratty, I am afraid that you will find that your wallet is walking straight into a fully functional and operational lawsuit. Bring me my lightsaber! Yeah!
My name's Daniel Pratt. I'm Daniel Pratt.
I'm Daniel Pratt, and I'm a fucking idiot.
Hey Dan, you're an idiot.
Daniel, fair use protects all of us, and abusing it has real consequences. You're a fucking idiot.
Oh, this water is so level. It's beautiful. Just look at it staying so level.
Talk about being bitch-made, you fucking idiot.
Also, the fact that he's still trying to use the DMCA to remove critical videos from YouTube 10 years after the Thunderfoot and PCS debacle only shows one thing. That Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot.
Hey Pratt, abusing the copyright system instead of making counter-arguments just makes you look like a fucking idiot.
If I was on the equator, as long as I'm moving with your moving atmosphere at 1,000 miles per hour, then I'm just fine. I won't feel a thing.
Wait a second. This makes me sound like a fucking idiot.
Daniel Pratt, you are an idiot.
Daniel Pratt, you are a fucking idiot.
Team Skeptic, I have a few equations here I've written down so that maybe I can get it through your thick fucking skull. Okay? So, here's my first one. This definitely proves you're a dipshit, okay?
Howdy.
Seriously, false copyright claims are a serious matter. They harm all content creators that rely on the tenets of fair use to allow them to make much-needed commentary on matters of public importance. This could easily have a chilling effect on the freedom of speech we enjoy as citizens of the United States. Daniel Pratt, you are a fucking idiot.
To Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot.
Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot. I actually lost brain cells from pretending to be you.
It's level. Oh, not again.
Daniel Pratt, you are a fucking idiot.
Wait, kindergarten? There's no way you graduated kindergarten. Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot.
Look, I pissed myself.
Daniel Pratt,
You're a fucking idiot. Bing.
Hey, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Team Skeptic for his proper use of content in his videos. And not only to Skeptic, but to all content creators, whether I support their message or not. If you, like Team Skeptic, are making use of the content of others in an appropriate way, using it to inform, to criticize, to parody, or whatever else, I support what you're doing. But Daniel, what you've done, shown your thin-skinned nature, your inability to take criticism or a joke, and use the DMCA to attack another creator just because you can't handle it, that makes you a fucking idiot. And that's why I did this.
And then I got one. Hold on. I got it. Here we go. And then this one right here just is plain as day. I don't know how else I can make it simpler for you, but I went through the trouble of writing this shit down so that you will not take it lightly, Team Skeptic.
In all seriousness though, I am in full support of Team Skeptic regarding this false takedown notice, and I think there's only one thing left to say. Daniel Pratt, you are a flippin' idiot.
So Team Skeptic, this is for you. Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot. Good night.
All right, Daniel, you fucking skid mark, listen the fuck up. Fair use is important because without it, nobody, including you, Daniel, would have the ability to make your dumb as fuck response videos. We all remember the bullshit from the H3H3 fiasco, and now you want to make the same fucking mistake? The standard that you're trying to impose on others would fuck you over just as much, you fucking idiot. Now here's the thing. As the leader of Team Cunt, it is my job to rally the troops when necessary and show that we are ready to support one of our own when they get hit with some obvious bullshit. If this case were to go to court, I am sure that we, on the side of facts and evidence, would be more than happy to make sure that Skeptic has everything he needs. So, Skeptic, ready when you are. Oh, and Daniel, you are a fucking idiot.
Oh. Can somebody help me wipe?
Math and physics and shit that I don't understand.